Hello YouTubers, Diecast collectors and buyers. It is Jared White, the J-Man63, and I just got back from my week at Woodrow Wilson. Needless to say, I wasn't a big fan of going up there, and I just had a lot of issues and stuff, but I did my evaluation and I got through it, so woohoo. This is my stuff that I bought at the flea market on Sunday, so it's February 25th. Yesterday was the 24th, so that's when I bought my stuff. My flea market is like less than 5 or 10 minutes down the road from me, so this is about what I have. I just wanted to put a video up and get one up. Eventually I'll have more stuff, but this is pretty much what I have, and it's pretty much what you're stuck with checking out. But like I said, if you came here, then good. So first off, car that I got is a 1992 first edition's Way Too Fast. Pretty nice car. Chrome is in good condition. Very nice front end. Radiator grill. The radiator grill is a little loose, but still overall, it's a sweet car for being so old. Wheels are nice. No chrome scuffs or anything. Unfortunately, there is one little paint blemish over here. That's about it. Maybe one right here, but very orange, nice checkered flag pattern on the roof. I mean, I really do like this car. It says Hot Wheels back here. Back here, it's got that wheelie bar and everything. Very old school look. Here's the base. Metal base, like I said. It's actually it's showing some of its age. It's not as shiny probably as it could be, but for being out of the box in a shoebox full of cars, that's where pretty much all these came from. So these are all in pretty decent shape. Metal base is pretty good. So nice. Way Too Fast. Next car up is our Fiat Topolino. Pretty cool ride. I almost think the front end kind of reminds me of a chopped up Volkswagen Bug in a way. But this isn't a Bug, it's a Topolino. But cool spoiler, nice big old gigantic rear wing, sweet roll cage, nice shotgun style blower with a supercharger, nice side pipes and everything. Pretty cool and sweet ride. So metal base, just like most of these are. So yep, that's that one. Next car up, I got a Racing Champions. I'm not sure if this is the Authentics lineup or whatever. I do like this car. The only problem is it's nice bright yellow. The only problem, like I said, this is about it, is that the wheels could be in better condition. Unfortunately, this thing is a little old, so the chrome's kind of come off the wheels. I kind of wish that wasn't the case, but eventually what I'll probably end up doing is going over these wheels with some silver. I'll get some silver paint and make these look a little bit better. That could definitely help a little bit. But like I said, very nice car. The hood on this actually does open, but a pretty well detailed engine bay. These actually has the plastic. This has plastic side view mirrors, and I'm quite surprised that for being in that shoebox so long, that these mirrors didn't fall off or anything. So whoever the guy was, he kept these in pretty decent shape. But it says Cobra on the back, and I'll eventually definitely pick up more of these. These cars were actually 50 cents a piece. Before I go, this actually does have a metal base, even though it's quite shiny. The base is actually metal. It's a pretty heavy car, actually. I wouldn't say this is 1/64 scale. Maybe it's a little bit above that, because like a little larger. But like I said, nice engine and everything, good interior. So that's that car. Don't want to spend too long on that. Next car up, we have a, I'm not sure what this is. It looks like a Bugatti or something. Just like it's probably an unknown car, and it's called the mystery car. Very nice paint. I think it's a Bugatti Royale, or like a different version of the Royale. I don't know what it is, but nice radiator grill. It's got the lace wheels on it, and it's got a double spare tire in the back, which is Unfortunately, it's kind of loose, but I'm not complaining. Nice car. But it's got a metal base too, just like that other one. Metal base. Doesn't say anything, information or anything on this base, just says Malaysia and all that, so that's that one. And then next car up, I wish he'd left this one in the box, because this is actually a collector's edition Matchbox. So thanks for taking it out of the box, whoever did that. Yeah, this one pretty nice. Very good paint. The silver color I like. All kinds of different tampo graphics. Pretty authentic look to this car. You can see all the headlights have been painted in, so this is definitely not your mainline Matchbox because of the rubber tires and everything. It says Goodyear Eagle on the tires. The engine bay is painted in pretty well. I do like the way they did that. But you can't open the back, unfortunately. But like I said, it's got a plastic base, so I guess that's okay. I mean, this is a little bit newer edition, so yeah. It is a Ferrari F50, just so you know, just in case you didn't know what make of car this was. I kind of wish, though, that the rims were in a bit better condition, because you can't notice it as much over here, but on this side, this rim has kind of seen better days. The axle either rubbed up against it, or it was in the box for too long or something. The back rim's the only one that I can really see. But like I said, nice badges. You can see the Ferrari crest over here, and it says Hothead on the license plate, so that's actually kind of funny. But yeah, like I said, Ferrari. So it's a Ferrari. Nice car. Next one I got is the Screamin' Hauler. Actually had two engines. It has two engines on either side of it. It was a pretty neat car. I don't know how you would get somebody in there with the way the engines are put in there, but that's pretty neat. I like the way they did this vehicle. It's kind of interesting. Would be neat to see it as a real car, and there's my cat. But this actually has a metal base. The paint up here, I mean, has kind of worn out, I think. I'm not exactly sure. I think it just has little scuffs and I can just wipe it off, but this car is pretty sweet. Like I said, it's got a pickup bed, double engine. It's a neat looking fantasy ride. So that's that one. Like I said, metal base and everything. So most of these are metal base. There's only like one car in this that it didn't have a metal base, so that's pretty much what I picked up. I got a teed off. This is a golf cart. Kind of a Hot Wheels fantasy souped up looking golf cart. So like I said, it's got the got a roof. It's got a cool looking paint job. It's like red, white, and blue. So if you're a Patriot, you'll probably like this car. Like I said, V8 engine, and got the golf bags in the back with the club sticking out, and it's got double tailpipes. And this one actually has a metal base, surprisingly. I mean, most of this car really isn't metal. It's got like more plastic pieces than it does metal. The only two things metal are the base and probably the body. So this car pretty nice. It's got the old school like star style wheels on it. That's what I call them. I call them like the star style, because in the center they got like a star in them. So that's a pretty nice car. Next up, I got three other things. I got choppers. I got an Arlen Ness bike. I bought a American Chopper bike, and I got a Jesse James bike. So I got a whole variety of motorcycles. And actually, the guy was pretty nice, because he sold them to me. Each bike probably cost me only like $8 a piece. Because it was like $25 for all three of these motorcycles. So he gave me a pretty generous offer. Not like the car show, but still, for a guy selling indoors, he gave me a pretty decent offer on these. So I'll get to the first bike. I want to do the one on top because I don't want to topple anything over. This bike was the American Chopper bike by Joyride. This is a limited edition, it says here. I don't know how limited edition this is because I see them go up for on eBay all the time, so I'm not exactly sure this is like limited edition or anything, but this is Mikey's bike. Personally, I had a little problem with this bike when I bought it because my mom actually tucked this wire in where it's supposed to go. We haven't glued it in yet, but this wire was actually sticking out and it wasn't even glued in or anything where it was supposed to be. So unfortunately that wire was sticking out, and that was about the only problem that was wrong with this bike. It's still a decent motorcycle. It's very nice looking. I do like the paint. The paintwork is nice. There's only like one working feature. I mean, the wheels roll, the kickstand works, but the pedals don't even actuate, or there's no real working assemblies on this thing. So if you want to buy a bike and you're just buying it for the whole American Chopper thing, I say go ahead and get this motorcycle. It's a pretty decent buy. If you get it for like $8 or $10 or $5, I'm not stopping you. It's a decent investment. But this bike is pretty cool. Only problem was the quality issue with that wire hanging out. So, and there's really no working features on this thing. It's pretty bare bones. I mean, I might give this bike like a 7 out of 10, maybe. I mean, this bike definitely deserves a 7. It's a pretty nice bike, and I do like it. But I will say a 7 because of the quality issue. I would knock off like maybe 3 points, which is pretty fair. So yeah, there's that bike. I'm going to set that aside. Next motorcycle I bought, and I'll probably give this one maybe a little more decent rating. I don't know. This is a Muscle Machines Jesse James motorcycle. This is a CFL Rigid. Unfortunately, this bike also doesn't really have many working features. I mean, the steering works, the wheels rotate and everything. There's really no working suspension on this thing because Muscle Machines, I don't think they really built these things with that many working features. The 1/10 scale bikes they did put working features in them and everything. The 1/18 scales really didn't get any love. So this has steering, the wheels roll, the kickstand does work like it does on all the other bikes, but unfortunately there's really nothing else that works on this thing. So I kind of wish they'd added a few more features. This bike, the steering is nice and solid on it. It's like they made the steering really crank down, so the steering's a little too solid almost, honestly. This bike, I would probably give it like a 7.5 or an 8 out of 10, just because I still think when they make these 1/18 scale bikes like the Arlen Ness motorcycle, they ought to add more working features to them. It would be nice to see that. So that's that one, and now I will show you the Arlen Ness. This was actually my this is an Outlaw Steel edition. This is an Arlen Ness bike because it says Arlen Ness up there. You can see the A and everything, Arlen Ness. This bike actually was I think it was a pretty nice bike. This is a really good buy because this was in mint condition. Unfortunately though, when I got it, the box had kind of caved in and it's still visible. You can kind of still see it. But for the box being this old, I mean, it's still in okay condition. This is by Toy Zone. It says 1/18 scale collectible diecast on it. Barbed wire graphics. Says Iron Legends. I do like this a lot. This silver paint. I've been wanting a bike like this for a while. I mean, I have another Arlen Ness motorcycle, but I'm trying to collect all the different bikes that were in this series. So now this is my second bike in the Outlaw Steel series. I do like this a lot. Eventually, what I'm probably going to end up doing is the American Chopper will probably stay in the box. This probably will go out of the box and it'll go along with my other Arlen Ness. And my Jesse James bike will probably go out of the box and go with my El Diablo Rigid. So yeah, like I said, these bikes will probably end up going out of the package, but the American Chopper is going to stay, just because I like the show a lot. But yeah, definitely a sweet bike, because the The foot pegs work on it. The suspension does work. The front suspension even works. The dry belt rotates. Personally, these are some of the nicest motorcycles, and the features are work so well, and it's got all kinds of brake lines, clutch lines. Personally, if you're going to buy a 1/18 scale bike and you want a lot of working features, and if you're an Arlen Ness fan, this is the way to go. Even if you're not an Arlen Ness bike fan, I would say you should definitely end up picking up a few of these on eBay, because these rule. I love the features on them. I love everything that works. On this one, I think they actually even, well, they didn't really bother to paint the exhaust in, but that really doesn't detract from the way this thing looks. The chrome works amazing on this bike. I gotta say it. I even like the way the handlebars kind of blend in with the fairing. So I'd say the kickstand works, of course, and the kickstand works pretty darn well. I have to say, I've actually had this thing out of the box and I've looked at it. Kickstand works well. Like I said, suspension, all the features are there, and this definitely is a good bike to pick up. No flaws whatsoever. I mean, if you have a bike you want and you're looking to spend like maybe $5 to $10, this is definitely the way to go. Even if you spent like maybe $15 on it, I would say even that's a fair price. For the Jesse James bike now, or the American Chopper, I'd say maybe like $10 for the Jesse James and maybe like $8 or $10 for the American Chopper maybe. I mean, $10 is a fair price. Like I said, you're not going to go wrong with either one. But even if you paid like $15 for this, this is still a sweet bike. So like I said, working dry belt suspension, and the list goes on and on really of how many features work on these things. So, and I'll read the back, kind of just going over my time limit here of like 20 minutes. It says the hottest bikes from the hottest builders and designers. Iron Legends Outlaw Steel Collection makes these masterpieces available in highly collectible 1/18 scale. Collect all the Iron Legends Diecast custom bikes. So, like I said, that's the whole thing. This was made by Toy Zone. I'm not sure what year. Doesn't really say a year on here, but this was pretty nice. Like I said, they made stuff way better then. So that's that bike. And if I was going to give that a rating on a scale of 1 to 10, I might have to give that a full 10, because that's a really nice motorcycle. So, like I said, I'm Jared White. I'm the J-Man63. Go by my pages sometime. Check me out for me on Facebook. Do whatever. Check out my Diecast Space page. Look at my Collecting Diecast Cars page on Facebook. Just type in Collecting Diecast Cars and you should find me. Like I said, just check everything out, and like I said, keep collecting, and I wish the best of luck to everyone, and you know, just keep buying and keep selling and keep doing whatever you do, whether you sell, buy, collect, or are looking into collecting or whatever. Just I hope you have a good time. I hope your hobby treats you well, and that's about all I can say, and that's it for this video. Goodbye.